Hello, welcome to another installment of Comparative Reasoning. I'm your host, Cedric Kennedy, and with me is Sidra Owens. Awesome new author, but she ain't gonna get the credit. Nobody gets credit until they dead. Then it's like, oh, the work was great and all this other stuff. It's like, yeah. I got my thoughts on that stuff.
I gotta put some more work in to put myself out there, and I am, but I gotta get this one task of school out the way first.
Yep. So, if you can remember, some hours ago.
Remember.
Mimby? I Mimby. Okay, we did commentary talking about the comment section of the TV series Them, and it's titled Racist versus Them, TV series review comments. And so Sunny Secular, as far as I know at the moment, I've been busy doing other stuff, like seriously busy. Haven't checked, but she's the only one that's done a comment that I know of. And I read the comment to Sidra with all the inflections of quote unquote and things like that. So I thought I would give nuance there to let you know what's spawning this one. And so, yeah, I was like, Sidra got comments, we'll go over it. And it seems like she does. And let you know, I tried recording this before, but the mic was muted for the wrestling game that I'm, putting together to put on YouTube. And, so I had to start over, do it again. So this is the second thing you're hearing. So a minute and a half in now, roughly thereof. Sidra, so if you want to go ahead with your comments, we can do it this time. Nothing's muted. It's all good.
Okay, so, Sunny Secular references that Lena Waithe, I think I'm pronouncing that correctly, wrote this series, Them, and I'm unfamiliar with her work. Sunny Secular also referenced that she wrote Queen and Slim. I am familiar with that. Cedric and I watched that, but I believe we also reviewed that.
Yeah, didn't like the ending at all.
I didn't like the ending, but overall, I enjoyed the movie, and a lot of creative licenses were taken because a lot of things are common sense and a lot of things are not, and those common sense things are sacrificed for the sake of artistic beauty. Because in order to incorporate the love story into this desperate life or death situation, you got to suspend a little bit of belief and reasonability. But in that happening, it made the love story, to me, very beautiful, and also made the ending very tragic. So Sunny Secular says that she, doesn't like the churchiness of this writer's work, and that she isn't that far from being a Christian writer.
Now we might argue on this, Sidra, but I'm gonna wait because I don't know what you're gonna say, but I've got my thoughts on the churchy thing. Go ahead.
Okay, so newsflash: black folks are churchy. There you go. Overall, not 100%, but if you want to generalize, overall, black folks are churchy. They still cling to the Christian religion, despite the fact that it was, given to them by the masses during slavery. That's what they cling to. So this individual still might cling to that shit, and so she's going to put that in her writing. So depending upon your point of view and how you come at her work is going to determine how you feel about it. I'm not religious. I don't follow church shit. I'm atheist, but I understand that other folks do, and they do them. I am not railing against them or knocking on doors trying to make them not believe. So when I see it in movies concerning black people, I get it, because that is where the majority of black folks still are stuck.
Okay. Now, I hear what you're saying, and what you're saying is true. And honestly, I think that just outright sucks. And the reason I think it sucks is because it's churchy, and I get where she's coming from. Now, some people are traumatized from all the crap that they had to go through, from religious people and situations.
Definitely.
And Sunny Secular seems like she's one that's traumatized. Me, I didn't get the chance to be thoroughly traumatized. Not thoroughly, I'm not so militant about it. but I agree with the militants. You know, I agree with those who are traumatized, because while you say, yeah, well, you're an atheist and you don't go knocking on people's doors trying to get them to not believe, the church people do.
They do.
And they won't stop. And they're not just doing it on foot, but then they're doing it in film. So even in film, it's almost like saying, hey, remember, you're controlled by massa. Massa say you should believe in their God and do right by them, you know. And if you want salvation, you have to do what the white people do, and that's it. That's about what comes off. You got to believe what they believe, even though they're still going to hate you, kill you, beat you, rape you, and whatnot in the streets, in the jails, you know, in your homes or anything, stray bullet or not, you know, and no one cares. But hey, keep pleasing those that hate you, and turning the church on in your work is advocating for a church that don't like you, and if anything will use you for your money once a week to fatten their pockets and give you nothing but hope and canned goods and maybe a few borrowed shirts. That's what it sounds like. I'm not a fan of putting your damn religion in the movies. Now, I've been a fan of movies when people try to use that religious crap and the cross and stuff, and then the enemy, the demon or whatever the hell it is, just back that stuff away. Like, do you really think that crap worked? I've been a fan of that stuff. You know, and I've also been a fan because I am not for religion, because religion has been for genocide. It has been for subjugation of human decency. It's been, you know, hurting people left and right since its inception, and it predates Christianity. It predates Judaism. It predates all that, but it's still carried on. You know, if Christianity and Islam dies out, it's going to be replaced by another religion of some sort. It's going to be replaced by something until there's nothing left except we just realize we just don't like people and we use the religion to do so. And so Sunny Secular and others like her can see right through this crap, and it's insulting, if anything, and it's propaganda to keep you mentally enslaved to something that only hurts you. So I get that. I get where you come from, Sidra, and I get where Sunny Secular and others come from. It's just two sides of it. You're the side of, look, I'm atheist. I don't give a damn about that religious stuff, and I'm going to leave y'all alone. Do you, boo? And let me live my life, and I'll let you live your life, and we just separate. That's it. Move on. And there are others that are like, no, I have to stamp out your religion. People like Arden Ra. It's like, I want to stamp out your religion because it's false, it's BS, it's full of lies, and yada yada, and much more. So I'm in there with all of that, you know.
And I understand that, because people go to religion initially because they're scared of the unknown. And to me, that seems weird, because if you open up your door when you get ready to go for work and step outside, you don't know what's going to happen, but you ain't scared to go to work. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, you don't know what's going to happen. As soon as you step into that car and pull out, you don't know what's going to happen from point A to point B.
You have no idea. It is as unknown as death. So I don't understand why everybody's so desperately afraid of death, but not afraid of stepping outside their house or shutting their eyes to go to sleep. We do not know what's going to happen ever at all. We never know. No matter how much everybody's like, oh, I know this, I know that, yada, yada, yada. You don't know shit. You can speculate, you can deduce, but nobody knows. So you have to make the choice. You can live your life desperately afraid or not. And those who live their life desperately afraid have to cling to something desperately to make them think it's going to be okay when they shut their eyes from the last time. And all that shit is bullshit, because don't nobody know shit. And people can't handle it. They can't fucking handle it. I don't normally call people weak of mind, but that is a weakness of mind.
I think people are weak in mind in general.
There's some that aren't. There's some who have a higher brain faculties and can think for themselves and be like, okay, none of that shit makes sense to thee. I'm not going with that. Opposed to, well, that's what mama said, and I got to be how the rest of the family is, and I got to get into heaven.
Yep.
I try not to say the words "I don't have time," but I ain't got time for that shit. There is nothing that's known. We don't know anything that's gonna happen. So if you're gonna be scared of what happens when you die, you might as well be scared of every goddamn thing and have us go find a corner to sit into us all over. Other than that, move forward.
Those people that say, you know what, my white kid, don't go hang out with those minorities because you don't know how they're going to treat you. You don't know what about them. You don't know anything about them. Why don't you stand with your kind more? And you think I'm making that up? No, there are commercials about it. There are legitimate commercials about that. Little white woman saving her little white girl from messing with this little black girl and trying to direct her to go mess with her little white friends that don't know her. Stop a possible blossoming friendship because you racist. Your children aren't born racist. They're born curious. And they're born stupid, but they're not born racist.
They're born sponges.
Yep. They're idiotic sponges of curiosity. That's what they are.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they are.
And unfortunately, too many of these sponges get drenched in the wrong shit.
And they soak up the stupid. And then now they got to live defending a stupid that they didn't know much of, but just soaked up and learned without anything to back it other than because I said so, or well, because that's the way it is, or can you show me anything different? And then they got to go to support the stupid that they have by finding these political and religious circles that support their blind stupidity. That's what has to happen.
So when I go into things like watching a movie, you don't know what the movie is going to be fully about. You can read a general synopsis, but I ain't gonna tell you every single solitary thing is gonna happen for every minute of the movie. But with the understanding of the place that religion has in this world, when I see it, I'm not surprised or abhorred. And I don't let its inclusion sour me on the entire experience because somebody's writing from their point of view, what they were taught and programmed with at earlier points in their life.
Yeah, I don't all completely agree. Look, you like this person, this writer, this female writer. A lot of people would try to jump on us or Sonny or anyone and say, okay, you don't like the whole gospel, churchy, or religious aspect thereof of the TV series. That, hey y'all, we ain't seen yet, but we're gonna start watching pretty soon.
Hopefully.
But and they say don't jump on her. Let a sister be successful. And it's like to us, what we see is someone trying to be successful, piggybacking and taking advantage of the indoctrination of religious, emotional slavery on the black people and other minorities. That's what that is. Would you be successful if you wrote from a more agnostic to atheist point of view? Would you, atheist, agnostic doesn't mean that one does not believe in ghosts. They just don't believe in the Holy Ghost. There's a big difference. She could easily write from a poltergeist, paranormal, or whatnot view, putting that stuff in there, without having to link to anything else. If she, depending upon what she has done. This is speculative of the show. We haven't seen the show. And once we do see it, it'd be awesome if we're wrong about the speculation.
Yeah, I'm not
speculating. But Sonny Secular, my ad, didn't say this is what she wrote as. She said going on her past works, she can assume that this is what's in there, and that's why she's saying no, and she'd rather wait for us to see it and do our commentary on it and then make up her mind. That's what she's doing. So she's not saying that this woman put it in there. She's just saying going on her past activities, most likely it is. That's all that is. Most likely it is. And you go on all these people that, had the Nazi flag on them, they had the Confederacy flag, and then they had the Trump flag, and they stormed the Capitol, and then a week later it's like, you know what, I don't know why I did what I did, but you need to trust me, I'm not racist at all. And you can look at them and say, you're so full of shit.
Mm-hmm.
You're just waiting for the next little quote unquote Messiah to come along so you can do your racist antics. You're just waiting. It's like, no, that's not me at all. I'm not that person. Just like every little Karen and Kevin that did some racist and stuff like that, and then they get caught. It's like, that's not me. You know, you cost me my job and my friends aren't liking me. And it's like, yeah, because you got called out and now you're trapped. And it's like, that's not me. And it's like, yeah, bullshit. You know, if people started, just think about this. If people started boycotting stuff that was a religious aspect, a church aspect, you know, and then these writers and whatnot started, you know, hey, they're going to start losing jobs. They're not going to get called because people ain't feeling that anymore. You know, that's what would happen. If you want to know what an actual canceling is, it's when people don't watch or view or they boycott something to the point where there's not enough revenue or attention to it to keep it going. You know, that's how you really want to cancel something. It's like TV shows get canceled because there's not enough attention. You know, Empire was on its last legs damn near every season. You know, so if you want to stop the churchy stuff, it's not about you individually not watching and saying, I'm not going to do it. It's you getting the word out to not cater to these people or these scripts or these shows and saying, hey, it's doing this, it's placating that, and explain why it's best to not watch it and how you can try to get your emotional freedom and critical thinking going instead of being a lazy-minded person with not much of any free will, and you just go on with, well, you know what? I go to church. I like the church. I love me some Jesus, and they writing about this church stuff, and I'm gonna go with them because they writing about the same thing that I go to church for. Praise Jesus.
They gotta stop being afraid.
And they've been taught to be afraid. They've been trained from ground up to be deathly afraid. Normally, this is something I would do on Atheist Dragon, but I didn't think it was gonna go this deep. I didn't honestly, Sidra, I didn't think you'd go this deep with it. And I'm piggybacking off of that.
It's just you got to stop being afraid. You can get your ass up and go to work every day. You know, you go walk into a job and it's an active shooter. Bam, you dead. You don't know. So what the fuck? You know, you're not gonna stop going to work, are you? No.
You can go outside to get to your car. There could be a shooter out there waiting on you.
Yeah.
It could be anything.
It could be anything.
Somebody could be rolling up on you, mask down, coughing in your face because they got COVID and they don't want to be the only ones that got it.
You could step out your house to go to your car and get attacked by a goddamn bear.
Or bees, a wolf, a fox.
Coyote.
A deer.
Chew your throat out and leave you there.
What you got left?
In your work clothes.
Yep.
So there's just no point being afraid. We don't know what's going to happen. And we certainly don't know what's going to happen after whatever happens. We don't know what we don't know. And everybody's trying to know what nobody knows, and it's dumb.
Speculation is not knowledge. It's that simple. Speculation is an opinion. It should be neither here nor there. Zero integer. You speculate. You gather evidence. If you have that evidence and it supports your claims, then present it as so.
And let me be clear. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be afraid, period. But what I'm saying is people cling to religion because they fear the unknown. They don't know what's going to happen when they die. So they want somebody to tell them, if you do this, you'll be all right. And that's dumb. Yeah, you're going to be scared. Okay, bee come in your face. Be scared. You don't want to get stung. But just generally fearing the unknown and clinging to something that's just lying to you because there's no way to know what happens when you die, it's unintelligent.
Yep. It be not for smart people.
And the whole goal is to be better. Every day is to be better. No, we're not successful, but at least try to put some sort of effort every day to try to be better than you were the day before. So think and be better. Like
me, Nihilist, Nick, say, people are just inherently stupid, but the idea is to be less stupid every single day. You know, that's the idea, to be less stupid. You know, and if you had a grasp and experience on the ideology of what stupid and smart is, you probably realize that most people, even the geniuses out there, aren't smart at all.
Everybody's stupid. No one can escape from it. Just be less stupid. That's it.
Just be less stupid.
Just be less stupid.
Gain some wisdom, gain some experience, critical thinking, and you be all right. That's how that roll. In any case, this has been Cedric and Sidra, and hopefully there are no hard feelings out there. And if you do have any thoughts and things about this, put it in the comments section. You might have to apologize for something. Might have to backtrack, clear something up. You know, we're not that smart. We just do what we do. But we do have the decency to hold ourselves accountable for any mistakes. And we'll apologize where it need be, and it will be an honest one, because I am not wasting an apology. That ain't happening. Ergo, why you don't hear me say, I'm sorry, or sorry, but no, I don't do that. I don't, because I'm not going to waste an apology, because I need my apology to mean something. So, that said, thank you for listening.